something.
And then what? They're making a WWE cafe or something, you know? And they got all
Exactly
wrestling-inspired meals. I mean, that's money right there. That's print money.
I mean, they have multiple cookbooks already with wrestling.
Someone needs to dig that up. Whoever's listening, you can give me one of those cookbooks. Dig that up. I want to try some of those recipes.
I have both of them in my kitchen right now. I will snap you pictures. Yeah.
All right, please do. Please do.
Yes. Okay, no problem whatsoever. So when did you decide, okay, I'm going to get into being a pro wrestler, and how, I mean, obviously you're 10 years younger, so you had the internet, I suppose, but how did you discover a wrestling school to actually decide where to go?
So I would read them online. You'd always hear about, like, the bigger schools, and there's none that are really hitting me right now. I was trying to think of one. I used to always have these World Wrestling magazines. You would see, like, the Word Funk Juniors camp in it, right? And then I still got all those magazines. They're pretty epic. But then I heard about Chikara in Philadelphia, and they had a school, and I wanted to go there. But then, you know, it just didn't work out. So then I had to go to college, right? We'll circle back there. So graduate high school. I go to college. I'm like, after I graduate college, I go to a wrestling school. Came back to Cleveland. I was at Ohio University partying and, you know, drinking Jackie O's beers. And then, because this is a beer podcast, you know, a drinking podcast, so I got to drop Jackie O's.
There you go.
Yeah. So then come back to Cleveland, finish up at Cleveland State. I'm working at this barbecue restaurant, and they used to have the network on, right? So my bosses would come in, they put the network on. They're like, "Are you cool putting on wrestling?" And I was like, "Yeah, you know, I didn't really sell it. I was just like, yeah, put it on, you know." Low key, I'm studying, and I'm kind of just like, I'm so driven at this point. I just feel it. I'm like, I'm going to do this. I get to watch wrestling. It's right there. I don't want to work at this restaurant. I want to be a pro wrestler, you know. And then this dude came in, and he was like a commentator for AIW Cleveland. And he's like, "Hey, have you ever heard of AIW Cleveland?" You know, and I'm like so driven at this point where I'm like, I just needed that push, because I'm like, I'll wait until I graduate and I'll go find the school and go start. But he's like, "Hey, if you want to go to the show Saturday, I got your ticket." I'm like, "All right, cool, I'll go." So I went. I started ripping beers, whatever beer they had, because I was like, I got to get in the ring. I got to do this. This is all I want to do. I'm here. I'm right there. I can touch it. And I'm just ripping beers. And the guy's like, "Hey, you want to come backstage?" I'm like, "Sure." So I go backstage. I meet the owners, you know, John and Biggin. And I was like, "Hey, I want to sign up for the school." And Thorne's like, "Send the email." Biggins was like, "Here's the email." And I was like, "Sick." So then the next day, I'm like, I got to send this email. You know, if I want to do this, I'm not waiting. So I sent the email. They're like, "Come to the school Tuesday." And then I started training on that Tuesday.
That's awesome.
Thank you.
There's,
I probably could have got more in depth. I was kind of all over the place. I haven't told that story in a while, so it's kind of bringing me nostalgia. Like, damn, holy shit, that was crazy. Okay. So think about
There's so many things I want to touch on to that. First off, as someone from Texas, I need to know what Ohio barbecue is like.
It's Texas style barbecue.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. So somebody moved from here to there and made Texas barbecue up there.
These dudes are legends. I got to give a shout out to the Proper Pig in Lakewood, Ohio. Best food truck in the game. Best barbecue in Cleveland. So, the Texas barbecue craze was hot. You know, this is probably 10 years ago, right?
Yeah.
Hot. These dudes fell in love with it. Business dudes fell in love with it. You know, they can tell the whole story themselves, but they studied the game. They went and tried the best Texas. I think they had it on a trip and fell in love, something like that, you know. So when they fell in love, they would go to all the top spots. I don't really remember all the names, but all the top spots, they were in there meeting the owners, chopping it up with them, you know, like getting the details, getting the word, how to do it right. Came back to Cleveland, opened a restaurant with the smoker, you know what I mean? It was brisket, pork, the Texas hot link sausage that they have specially made at, you know, the top Texas barbecue spot. I don't know the name, but they would get those shipped up, frozen, or, you know, whatever, ready to perishable, throw them in, whatever, smoke those. Turkey, they did the smoked turkey. That was their stuff. That was like legendary that people fell in love with, and they were selling out every day, right? So I saw they were hiring. I applied, and they're like, "Okay, come to work." And I was like, I had no clue what I was getting into, you know. And they're like, "All right, you know, there's a line around the building." I'm like, "What? What's supposed to happen?" And they were just coming in. People were just coming. brisket, pork, brisket, and then they sell out the brisket. There's still a line right after I'm built. So I'm up there.
Right.
Hey, we're sold out of brisket. People were all like, damn. You know, like you could see they're visibly upset, but they didn't move out of line. They're like, why are you waiting a half hour? I might as well get the pork. Get up to the pork.
Right.
Pork's sold out. Damn. They're like, man, this place has to be fired. So then they, get a sausage link or the turkey, and they leave, and they're coming back the next day to get that brisket because it's that fire. So it was lit for like over a month, maybe, at least maybe 2 months, every day selling out. I loved it because you were just rocking, rolling. You got to go quick. People don't want to wait, so I'm trying to go as quick as possible. And the whole breakdown of the restaurant was kind of like a Chipotle site where you walk up, you order it, you get it, and then you go seat yourself or get it to go. And it was just like a, big bang. We were zooming and fire food. Then they had the food truck, man. I can't say enough good things about them. They're awesome. Check it out if you're in Ohio. If you're in, hey everybody out there, if you're in the world, come check out Proper Pig Smokehouse in Lakewood, Ohio. Hell of West, Texas.
I love that. That is exactly how Texas barbecue works down here. You're out of something, you're like, damn, I wish all right, well, I'll get the next thing.
I'm here.
Because,
I'm here.
Yes, you're here, and like you said, so many people, like, I think Franklin's Barbecue is probably one of the most famous ones here in Texas.
That might have been where they got the link. I remember it was like Franklin's or Terry Black's. It wasn't Terry Black.
Yeah.
It was like, they got something for Terry. I know that. But,
yeah,
man, it was something like the Franklin family or something family. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's something you stand in line for. You drink while you're, in line waiting for your food, and then you get in there, you order. As soon as you walk into, you're like, oh, that's the smell. Not that you can't smell it outside, obviously, but again, once you get in, it's like that giant wave of smells just hits you, and you're like, this is why I'm here. And then again, like you said, if you're out of something, that sucks, but they always have other things, and so
there it is.
Yeah, exactly.
But I learned a lot doing that, you know what I mean? Like just that whole supply and demand right there too, because we did the food truck too. We would go to different little pop-up events or, grad parties and stuff. And the grad parties and birthday parties were one thing, but like the little, city events we'd pull up to, we would sell out again. But those were pretty epic, and those were a lot of fun. So it was cool. It was a great spot.
That's awesome. Very curious about that.
If you're ever in Cleveland, Ohio, go check it out. They look here person that it's good.
Okay, good to know. I need to be back up to Cleveland. I haven't been up there in a very long time. So.
Okay, yeah, come through.
Yeah. Nice, I love it. Now, when you first started, what was your gimmick? Like, obviously, you are probably a lot different than you first started out because you figured out what does work, what doesn't work, and then obviously, like they say, the best gimmicks are just you turned up to 11. So when you first started out,
that's me. I was running Wes Barkley. You know what I mean? There's so many different aspects and facets to me that you pretty much summed it right on the head, like right on the top of the head, because it really depends on how I'm feeling when I wake up, right? Because that's really who you're gonna see. Because if I got a bad night of sleep, you're going to hear about it. If I got a good night of sleep, you're going to hear about it. So it's just me turned up, and it's just in a different situation. You know what I mean? Like whatever. I've been in bull rope matches. I've been in death matches. I've been in championship matches. And at the end of the day, there's one common denominator. I win them.
Do what?
I win them. I win the match.
There you go. I mean, that's what it's all about.
No, that one fell flat. That one, we're going to have to cut that in post.
So, what have been your favorite matches throughout? I'm like, so how hardcore have you gotten, and then how technical have you gotten? Because we got to run the gambit here.
Okay, I've been Nick Gage, so there's that.
Oh.
Yeah, I think I'm the only pro wrestler in the game that's pinned Matt Cardona and Nick Gage.
So, you are the king of hardcore.
I'm the GOAT.
Okay, sorry, you're the king. You're the king of death matches.
I would just be known. I like being known as we don't have to get the king and the top dog. I'm a hardcore legend. I'm a hardcore legend. That's what
I like that.
Yeah, yes, I'm a hardcore legend.
There you go.
Yeah.
When did you face Matt Cardona?
Matt Cardona cut my hair about 2 years ago, and we've been at odds ever since. So when Matt Cardona got, there's some great history with me and Matt Cardona. You should definitely go check it out. It was probably the most fun I've had in my wrestling career until now. I mean, it was like awesome. We'll talk about it like this. So he came in to AIW. What was this? 2 or 3 years ago, right when he left WWE, and it was him, Brian Myers, Mark Sterling, and Swoggle versus me, Josh Bishop, Cheech, and Colin Delaney, to Infinity and Beyond. 4-on-4 match, absolutely rowdy, and Cardona was hitting me with drop kicks, he was punching me, so I had a little beef with him from there. So then I'm looking at this flyer right here, February 2022, February 11th, so 2 years ago. Me and Matt Cardona had a singles match. It was for all the gold in AIW, the biggest match of my life. We brought the whole city of Cleveland out. What? They wanted to see me beat Cardona and become the champ. And I had him right where I wanted him. All of a sudden, someone comes out in a Danhausen face paint match. I'm like, what? They take the mask off. Well, they hit me. They grabbed the chair. I had a chair. I was going to hit Cardona because the ref was down. I'm going to get his end. So I needed to make sure he was out cold. So I'm swinging it back, and then someone grabs it, and then they're wearing a down. I go, what the hell? Then Matt Cardona hit me with a low blow right on Rock. They take the mask off. It's Chelsea Green.
Oh.
It was a setup. So then she hits me with the chair, busts me open. Cardona hits me with the Rough Rider. 1, 2, 3. Damn it. All of a sudden, I look up. Ryan Myers is running out. He's got like some PVRs, And I'm like, what the fuck? I'm out cold in the middle of the ring. I'm dazed. All of a sudden, he pulls out a bag, and he's got hair clippers.
Uh-oh.
Then they cut my hair. Threw it into the crowd. I used to have crazy long hair. They cut my hair. Threw it in the crowd. Embarrassed me. So then a couple months later, me and my dude, Josh Bishop, the Rip City Shooters tag team, we took on Cardona and Brian Myers, the major players, and we smoked them. We beat them. So then we had the beef on the back burner. It was sizzling a little bit, but it wasn't, it was just on the back burner. And then 2 years ago, 2022, Black Friday, I had my one-on-one rematch with Matt Cardona, Barkley Cardona 2, they were calling it. The highest downloaded Fight TV match of all time.
Oh, it's on Fight TV. Okay.
I got to check the stats, but I think we're top 3 at least. And I beat him. I pinned him. But there's something in between that story that I forgot to drop. We had a match, I think it was Don Guarini versus Cardona in Akron, and it turned into a whole breakdown. These guys, the Philly and Marino experience came out. So then me and Josh came out and even the odds, and we're beating them up. We're about to get our hands on Cardona. I got the razor out. I'm about to shave his head. Then all of a sudden, Chelsea Green hits us with a low blow. Again, a setup. Then all of a sudden, Britt Baker shows up, and she clears house, and we're making a 4-on-4 match, and we beat him. So then I had some rematch, and I wanted to cut it there. And then we had that match. So I sold it out of order. It was a great story. Awesome. And then I ended the year that year beating Brian Myers, which was pretty epic. It was awesome. It was honestly awesome.
That's amazing that they were so gracious, obviously, to put you over, and they were so cool to.
I hit him with the brass knucks, knocked him out. No, I'm just kidding. You're right. They're awesome. They're awesome. I mean, Brian Myers is the best person I've ever been in a wrestling ring with. The best person I've ever seen wrestle, honestly. I did a seminar with him probably 3 years ago, and I was like in awe of how good he was. And then I told him that I was like, I've never seen someone that good in the ring, and it actually makes me want to go harder because I didn't know someone could be that good. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't think I was at my peak at all, or I didn't think I was good at all. When I saw someone that good, I was like, holy shit, there's like a whole upper echelon to this. And I'm like, that is awesome. That's something I strive for. So, yeah, I mean, you got it right on the head